G'day, my name's Eamon, and today we're really excited to announce our PF120 high bandwidth NDI box camera. Here it is. Here at BirdDog, we've already delivered to the world the most complete range of high bandwidth NDI PDC cameras, and today we're really proud to expand that lineup into the box camera category with our PF120. Shipping now, the PF120 delivers resolutions up to 1080p 60 and is perfect for live streaming, educational facilities, medical applications, boardrooms, live sports productions, live events, and just so much more. At the heart of the PF120 is a Sony Exmor-R sensor, which is teamed up with BirdDog's custom NDI silicon implementation, which gives unmatched picture quality. There is a full colour matrix available with an incredible 64 positions of red, green, blue, cyan, magenta and yellow for both hue and saturation controls. And yes, Toby, there's also Kelvin control in there too. All of these amazing colour tools found in the PF120 can be controlled by our free Cam Control software. This is a software that enables you to access all of the features of the camera remotely, and you can control all of the colour tools and colour match cameras literally in seconds. Okay, so now let's take a look at the hardware. In the PF120 we have a super high quality 20x zoom lens. We've incorporated a 49mm thread on the front, so you can use your favourite filters including UVs, polarizers, NDs and much more. There is also a large tally light on the front that just works when connected to any NDI production system. Moving around to the back of the PF120, we have a high bandwidth NDI connection which is delivered over an RJ45. This can also be used for powering the camera via PoE+. There is a HDMI which works at the same time as high bandwidth NDI, and there's also a USB UVC connector, so you can use the PF120 with your favourite video conferencing application. We also have a secondary connector over RJ45 for RS232 control. We have 3.5mm audio inputs and outputs, and a locking power supply connector. The PF120 ships with a global power supply. On the bottom of the PF120 are standard tripod mounts including a 1/4 inch 20 and a 3/8 inch thread for maximum mounting flexibility. There's also an anti-rotation pinhole as well. PF120 is shipping globally through our network of resellers, and for more information on this amazing little camera, just head on over to BirdDog's website.
Amazing little camera. What's going on, everybody? I am BirdDog John. We're trying a little different setup with the lighting here, so we'll see if it works any better. I'm also not wearing a black shirt, which is usually the problem. But anyways, we're doing a little more indirect lighting, so give that a go. See how that works out. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you're doing well wherever you are. And I am going to... Amazing Little John? Oh, gotcha. Hey, how's it going, Senseless? Thanks for jumping in. Hey, today is Snacks on Stream, and we want to be sure that we introduce that early because the noodles are hot. So let's get that up on the screen here. Today is the cheese flavor. So let's whoops, cancel. Let's throw this over here real quick so that you guys can see the cheese flavor. I got my coffee. I haven't mixed it in yet, but we're doing that next because I don't want all of the liquid to disappear on me here. So we'll add in our cheese and looks like seaweed. That's exciting. And then here we go with the spicy sauce. Which Brayton went to give me napkins, and I totally forgot to grab them. So we're going to be using tissues again today. Oh dear. Oh dear. Got it on my hands. Hate it when that happens. Okay. So let's clean that up so that I don't involuntarily touch my eyeball or something and burn my face off. All right. And then we'll mix it. Ooh, yep. There's that typical ramen smell. Good stuff, but we want to get this fired up here today. And the other guys in the office, I believe at least two of them, maybe all of them, are also participating in this. And so, good times. Excited to bring Snacks on Stream back now that we've had quite a rest period of doing shows. So yeah, we're gonna jump over and check that out and enjoy this here in just a minute. So welcome. Now, Facebook user waved hello, and I just want to see. Oh, what's going on, Pat? How are you? Good to see you, man. Yes, it is Ramen Day. There's Senseless. There's Balu. There's Brayton, and Pav is also on here. So we got all sorts of BirdDog guys hanging out today. So yeah, let's mix that around and get ready for a fiery lunch. Can't wait to answer your NDI questions while eating ramen. So happy Ramen Day. That's not official. That's just kind of what we're doing today on the show. Apart from talking about NDI. So good times. Yeah. Let's jump back to the chat and see what is going on here. I just want to see who's on where. Okay, cool. So if you're joining us, if you want to jump in on the chat, you can do that anywhere on Twitch, on YouTube, Facebook, but it shows up as a Facebook user, so I have to go investigate and find out who that is to call you by name. That's no real issue, though. And then there's a Discord, an unofficial BirdDog support Discord channel, which is run by some users that we have. Great group of guys over there, but there is a sub-channel, a Discord channel, I don't know, in that group that says live support show, and if you chat in there, it will show up on the chat here. So, yeah, jump on any of those platforms. We'll be able to talk to you live during this show and answer any sort of questions that you might have coming up. And if I don't know the answer, maybe one of my guys does. And if they don't know the answer, maybe Pav does. And if Pav doesn't know the answer, we will find out for you. So hopefully that is a good avenue, a quick little resource. People complain because we don't have a phone number. And, you know, I've been in the business for 30 years. So you have to have a phone number to do business, which is total false, by the way. You don't have to have a phone number to do business. We're finding that out all the time. But I have actually considered making these sessions longer and not necessarily running a show. Like right now, you know, we're doing Snacks on Stream and whatever, and we actually make it somewhat of a show. But I love the mockery voice. Yeah, that happens often, but as you know, it's normally directed at you. I'm kidding. I'm nice most of the time. But yeah, I've been thinking about just running this and being like available online where people can come live and answer stuff, but I work otherwise. Just because I've been watching, you know, just to have an open window in which people can attend and what have you. So, hey, what's going on, Tash? How are you? Good to see you. We are doing Snacks on Stream this morning. In 2 minutes, I'm going to start eating this, and we'll see. It's been a while since I've had spicy ramen. So, yeah, who knows what my tolerance level is at these days. But, yeah, we'll give that a go. If you have NDI questions, feel free to reach out to us here on any of those chat platforms. Let me know, and we'd be happy to walk through that with you. See if we can't get you an answer. And I was having some internet issues in my office, which it might just be something local. But keep an eye on the stream, make sure that it's nice and smooth. I should also probably listen to the stream briefly. Yeah, okay. Seems all right. So, and I'm really enjoying... Actually, hang on. I wanted to check the audio levels here. This microphone. Where is it now? There it is. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this up by a few decibels, and that way provides more volume on your end, and you can turn it down if you need to, but want to be sure we're loud enough so you can hear easily. Yeah, senseless. I'm trying to combat it the other way if the music is loud, because we use the VLC NDI output to test audio on this network, and so I hate readjusting this all the time. because then I got to adjust it again. We want to do the test, but anyway, so I'm trying to just have a louder microphone, and I might be able to do that here at the amp. Let's see if that makes any difference. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. So that's something. That might help. Let me know how it sounds on your side. And it is now 10 after, so it is time for some snacks on stream. That's too loud. I'm peaking now. It's time for snacks on stream. So today we are doing cheesy spicy ramen, which is this bag right here, brought to you by BirdDog. Artificial spicy chicken flavor, which I've yet to ever taste chicken in any of these experiments, by the way. Stir fry ramen. So evidently we were supposed to bring some vegetables and like make this a meal, but salad doesn't count. So we don't do vegetables in this in this office too often. Watch out though. The 550 calories on this is a doozy. So maybe share with friends, which is what is going on in the office. Sounds like the other guys are also enjoying that. So it is clipping now. All right. Well, I turned it down again on the app, and it doesn't appear to be clipping there. So let me know if that continues. I did turn the music down a shade as well, so let's make sure that that's all set up as needed. You know what? I can actually listen to this stream. Sorry, now it's a little over modulated when you're on the top of the microphone. It's okay now. All right. Well, let's go with this for now, and we'll adjust some things as time goes along. This microphone is pretty power hungry, so there's a little compromise that we got to make there. But here we go. All right. Let's move my keyboard out of the road. Ooh, this is like thickened up substantially. I guess I could put this back on camera. But it definitely doesn't have like a burning smell in the studio. So here's hoping that it's not just going to burn my face off. I don't think it will. I did break up the ramen noodles before I cooked them because I didn't want them to be crazy long. So these are just good short noodles. Here we go. Yeah. It's got a little kick. A little bit. Actually, a little more than a little. Yeah. That is fully present. It's not the 2-time spicy. I guess I was expecting it to be more like cheesy than I was spicy, but there's a full pack of that spice sauce in there. Really good flavor though. Yeah. It's gonna hurt me later. But this is why we do our daily exercises, folks. Oh, it's like messing with the top of my mouth. Whew. All right, we can go back here now. Okay. All right. So, what questions do you guys have? Happy to talk about your tickets if you got one. This is hot. Yeah, it's got a little power to it. And I can't decide whether or not it's just because we took a long break, like a month, right? But, so, Senseless, Brayton, and Balu are all eating this same pack in real time with me. So here come the reports. And we did half spice. Really? You guys are struggling on half spice? I mean, it is spicy. All three of them. That's hilarious. It is spicy. I mean, half spice or whole spice, it's still the same Scoville level. But I'm not struggling. Way hotter than I expected. Agreed. It is hotter than I expected it to be. Much like me. Anyway, goodness. Oh. I just bit down on something. Hopefully it wasn't a tooth. Whew. Yeah, that's a little heat. Whew. Yeah. Good golly. That's waking me up. I don't know if it's worth the 550 calories. Well, I'm committed to this experiment. We do what we can. I think the month off hurts. We were building up good tolerance. Agreed. Maybe that's the thing. Is that like you can't take a break. Because then it's hard to compare too, right? Like this feels pretty hot, but if we took the 2-time again. Yeah, that one I didn't almost finish. I mean, I didn't finish that one, but I almost got it through it. I can hear them in the lobby enjoying. Scoville rating is 2300? Really? That's like jalapeno. It's hotter than jalapenos. Okay. Well, that's the end of that. Good golly, man. Swishing apple juice is not helping. Agreed. It is much hotter than jalapenos. Oh boy. Whew. All right. No refunds, man. Drinking hot coffee on top of spicy food. That's not a great idea. All right, yikes. Yeah, that's definitely hotter than any jalapeno I've ever had. Oh. I did eat it within 8 minutes. So that might be the price that I'm paying right now. But good golly, man. That rating definitely does seem off. So let's take a look at the nutritional information while we're at it. Now that we've consumed it, let's find out what else it's going to do to us. So we scan this barcode. We have a look up on our... Oh! Didn't find it. Do I need to create this one? Oh, yeah. It's not in the system. All right. So here we go. So the brand name is BirdDog. Whew. The description is cheese. And the quantity is 1 pack. Serving per container is 1. Still burns. Still burns, man. All right, calories, which is required, is 550. Yikes. Total fat In grams is 18. Saturated fat is 9. Trans fat 0. Nothing listed for poly or monosaturated fat. Cholesterol is 0. Really? That's interesting. Sodium, 1,440 milligrams. Whew, yikes. Carbohydrates is 84 grams, with dietary fiber at 4 grams. Sugars is 7. And the added sugars is 7. So all the sugars. And the protein, 13 grams. Well, if you're going to get anything out of this, you might as well get some protein. There's 0% vitamin D, 50 milligrams of calcium, which is 4% of your daily intake, 4% iron, and vitamin D is 0. And potassium is not something they care about. Check. Okay. So, cheese Bulldog 1 pack, $5.50. Boy, that's a doozy. And I would better add my coffee in here, because I'm paying the price for that too. Okay. And the coffee's not really helping. So there. It's been added. Let's take this nasty bowl out of the way and put our label on there. Not too bad. Balu found it in FitnessPal, which is what we use. Him and I are on the same semi-regiment. Man.
Resistance is futile.
That was very quiet. Let me listen to this. Yeah, my audio on my cable output is very quiet. Let's turn that up. Let's see if this makes any difference.
Resistance
No,
is futile.
not really. Let's add dynamics to this and increase the output. Let's try this one more time.
Resistance is futile.
There it is. Resistance to the Bulldog is futile. Good times, everybody. Well, thanks for coming along for that little trip. I can hear the tissues being handed out in the lobby behind me, so I know they're having the same experience I am. But hey, if you like spicy food and you enjoy a cheese flavor and you've got an extra 550 calories to burn, feel free to give Bulldog cheese a try. We've been excited about this one, but you know what that means? It means we have one to go. The final one is Bulldog curry, and that is slated for next Thursday, all things being equal. And I have considered all things. We gave the rest of the UPS guy. Wait, the rest of the Bulldog. We did give him a fair bit because he said his daughter likes spicy food or something like that. So sharing is caring. Actually, our UPS guy, we need to do more appreciation stuff for that guy because he works like a dog for us. Hot coffee on burning oils is not forgiving. Hey, thanks for joining us wherever you are. If you're over on his daughter crushed the 2-ton. Oh my word. If you guys are on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Old Faithful Twitch, thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate that. And we are here to be available to answer your questions in real time. That is what we're here for, and there's a handful of BirdDog guys in the chat, so feel free if you've got a question. Otherwise, we're going to sit around and hang out, because we don't actually get to do that too often. Pav's here, or was here, or maybe is still here, so yeah, we can... BirdDog CJ, there's another guy. What is going on, man? Still on the road, huh? Oh, wait, you're just down the road. That's right. You're in Michigan or in Chicago or somewhere. So yesterday, Robert, who is a channel manager here in the U.S. for BirdDog, he visited our office. We actually got a chance to visit with him a bit. I met him at NAB this year before all that happened. Super great dude. Really looking forward to spending more time with him. But he spent the afternoon here yesterday after a show that he finished up in Detroit. So he stopped by the office, had a good chat with us, was able to kind of, oh, you're in downtown Detroit. There you go. Dude, oh, did you fly out today? I know you flew in late yesterday. We weren't able to meet you for dinner yesterday. Are you flying out today? Because that is unfortunate that we don't get to see you. But it's not your fault. It's just the way schedules work sometimes. Anyway, yeah, welcome to the metropolis of Detroit. Hopefully you're doing well and staying safe over there. Excuse me. I don't think there's anybody in the chat here that wasn't here on Tuesday, but just to kind of follow up, we did lose Dexter last week. He passed away, and so he is currently not here anymore, and won't be. So we will remember him. He was a great dog, and yeah, he was a good office buddy too. But him and I did a lot of things together in his last few years, just because of his age and what have you. And so, so he has passed on. So for anyone who doesn't know, that is the news. It's been a week now, so it's been a tough week, a little bit empty, but he was a good boy, and we'll miss him a lot around here. So there you go. That's the unfortunate news that I need to share a couple of times, because I know people kind of come in and out of the chat, and they're probably wondering where he is. I'm still trying to do a bunch of pickup and cleanup. I had a camera on him. I had presets set for him. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. So it's a bummer, but that is how life goes. Unfortunately, it is as Bob Cratchit said, it is a series of comings and goings. Eagerly waiting for those converter update announcements at NAB to drop. Me too. The team is working on them. I do know that. And I have an engineering meeting tonight. So if there's something specific you'd like me to ask the head engineer of the company, now's your chance to get it on the slate, and I will give the support chat preferential treatment. If you have questions, feel free to ask them here, and I will ask them directly to the engineer. And I can either reach back to you or tell you on Tuesday when we run the next show. So, yeah, let me know. Let me know what's going on. Other than you'd like the NDI5 converter updates to happen sooner than later. That I understand, my friend. That I understand. Thanks for coming back onto the show, Webb. Appreciate it. CJ, are you in meetings all day, or are you doing stuff in downtown Detroit? Like, you get to see something, or you have to go to Detroit and then fly out of here later? There's some cool stuff hanging around in Detroit. Detroit is turning a corner, and as long as we don't hit a massive recession here in the foreseeable future, Detroit will probably look a lot different in the next couple of years. So we're excited about that. Show is today at 4 p.m. and then I fly out at 9. Yikes, man. Well, the next time in your town, let me know the week before, and we'll arrange to hang out. Be good to see you again. It was great to be with you at NAB and catch up a little bit. So hopefully we can do more of that stuff. Yeah, and if you like ramen. Wow, Balu, you said if you like good ramen? What ramen pack are you referring to? Because you haven't been a huge fan of these, right? You're not talking about Boldeck. You're talking about Detroit. Try Johnny Noodle King. Is this a place that we need to do support lunch at one day? Maps.google.com. Old Faithful, here we go. Let's check this out together. Johnny Noodle King. Noodle. It's on West 4th Street in Detroit. Oh, that's right downtown. Ambassador Bridge downtown. Johnny Noodle King. My apple Johnny cakes are ready. Hopefully one of you got that reference. This? I mean, this kind of looks pretty cool. Wow. Look at how cleaned up this is. Well done, Detroit. I'm so happy that this stinking city is turning around. I mean, there are lots of sketchy places in all cities, and Detroit is no exception. But, dude, we gotta go here. We're open 7 days a week from noon to 10. All right, let's. Is it a dine-in? Yeah, dine-in service. Call the place and order, or smoked butter noodles. See, here's the other thing. This is why I'm not adventurous and I need, like, friends. Because I would never try something like this. And if I had the gumption to go into a place like this and try it out, I would not know what to order. So, Balu, we should definitely plan to go down here sometime. Give that a go. It's just off 75, right? So, I mean, everything's kind of off 75 in Detroit for the most part. Let's switch back to... No. Get out of here. Street view. Here we go. All right, so... Yeah, like literally, you get down here, go to the Cobo Hall exit. Oh, right? No. It's not by the Cobo Hall exit. Whoops. Because 375 is right here. So yeah, we could go all the way down, go to stinking 375, get on 85, and then it's on 85. Boom, right there. Yeah, this is going to happen. For sure. It's going to happen. Oh, whoa. Chat's blowing up. If you want to drive that far, yes, I need to try there. All right, so it's decided. Brayden, yeah, your experience wasn't... Wait, your experience wasn't great? Yeah, we ate there the day that we went to the Tigers game. Oh, nice. So, what's the story there? What to expect for a dual channel capability that's coming for the 4K family in the firmware update? Well, I suspect what they were referring to, and I wouldn't call it an announcement until you actually see it working on the device, because there's a lot of discussion as to what the feature will be. But I suspect, and this is not speaking on behalf of the company, but this is how the language is, dual channel essentially means that if you have multiple outputs on a device, you could output multiple sources. So if you have an HDMI out and an SDI out, you would be able to output dual channels, 2 channels on there. So one out the HDMI and one out the SDI. Me and Rich used to go there a lot. Oh, nice. Brayton got takeout. Oh, dear. But looking at their menu, I don't quite know what I would order. So, because I don't know what half the things are. So I'd need to, go on some recommendations. The Chef's Creation. Rotating specials. Looks good. Okay. So yeah, this is why I need friends, everybody, because I would never venture down to Detroit to try that place on my own. That's for sure. He did eat while he was there because he ate at the ballpark, and it was kind of a last-minute choice. I did try the bamboo there. It was interesting. It's pretty good. Are you supposed to eat that? MTash, although I have Comms Pro, but I'm not using it. I'm waiting for the Dante hardware. And Comms Lite, which I'm also not using. I got an email notice about the Comms Lite update. Is there any major update that I should be aware of? Rich lived like 5 minutes away from there. Nice. So I had the beta for comms. It, again, just from the few minutes that I've used it, and I haven't invested a lot of time in terms of really weeding out what's all going on. And if Pav is still here, maybe he knows more than I do. But stability-wise, it does seem to be a lot better, just in terms of just it running and finding sources. Finds them a lot faster for me. And we actually used comms through our office the other day just as a test because we were testing one of the units that came in for inspection. And we had it up and running and whatever. So I'm running the beta version. I don't know exactly. I did get that email, but forgive me, I didn't look at it very closely because I knew it was kind of coming. But I haven't been given a list of things that have been addressed. From a stability standpoint, though, I do think it's a lot better. And so, if anything, that's a good step in the right direction. But I can't tell you precisely. I'll have to go and find out. Oh, interesting. That's the bamboo you're talking about, eh, Bali? Excuse me. Yeah, so there's kind of a lot to... There's a lot of stuff that's coming up that I need to get on the same page with the engineers. Last week, I did not meet with them because Dexy passed away. And so I canceled last week's meeting. I didn't attend it, but I said I wasn't going to be there. And then... So there's been a gap of about a week and a half where I haven't spoken to them, which is normal. I mean, we speak once a week basically to catch up on major items. So the Comms Lite update has come out since then, and I don't have all the specified details about what it is, so that's the deal. Let's see who's around. Oh, there's a handful of you guys chatting over here. Appreciate that. As always, feel free to ask whatever NDI question you might have. I'm happy to go down those paths with you. I moved Dexy's camera to my office, and now we're looking outside at the road here at the office. Let me adjust this because it's focused on the specs on the window because the window's quite dirty. So we'll look past the specs now. And it's kind of an overcast day here in Auburn Hills. Throw that up here so that you can see the Auburn Hills skyline. This is pretty much what Auburn Hills looks like. Power lines, traffic. The post office is right there. But yeah, it's quite overcast today. And looking out this window here in the studio, it's quite gray. So this is going to continue. It's all good though. It was only myself, Pav, Adel on the call, so you didn't miss much. I did see that it started and then ended about 15 minutes in, so you guys probably covered off everything you need to chat about. Did they give you an update about comms at all? Give you any idea as to what details have changed? Like I said, the only thing that... And how's it going, Phil? It's good to see you, man. Another guy that was at NAB with us. And now back in Europe. He's done 2 additional shows that I know of since NAB, which was a month ago now, if you can believe that. More than a month ago. Man, this year, it is flying by. And the work still keeps coming. But it is already the end of May. We're approaching June, which is the end of the first half of the year. Meaning that we're 7 months away from Christmas. And we're 5 months into it, so. No, Adel unfortunately had COVID, so he wasn't feeling great. Oh, geez. ISC was a great show. Yeah, the year is just going way too fast. I would agree. Okay, so while you guys are pondering your NDI questions, and welcome to everybody that's hitting the chat. I really appreciate that. We might even make it to 100 messages if we keep this up. Oh, look, blue skies. The wind is coming out of the west today, and so it's blowing out some of those clouds. Maybe we'll have blue skies for a little bit. Let's check out my weather source, which is wunderground.com, which is a German website. No, I'm kidding. It's not German. It's just weatherunderground.com, but that's my joke. Okay, so today, chance of thunderstorms. Whoa. PM thunderstorms starting up right around the time we want to go home. So I think my German website just caused my internet to drop. They're on to me. Anyway, so yeah, it's going to be raining. Yeah, thunderstorms tonight. Okay, so it's blowing in the bad weather, although this shot, you would never know. Looks great. But anyways, we'll enjoy the blue skies while we can. Les Nessman said, it's eyewitness weather. I look out the weather and witness the weather. John over here on the dark web. Yeah. Well, you know how I roll. Yes, it's true. It reminds me of that Seinfeld episode with Elaine's dad, where he's like, I don't need someone to tell me what the weather is. All I got to do is stick my head out the window. It's like, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so I'm considering my next piece of audio recording gear, and I know this is exciting for like two of you, or not. And I want to use this a little more often. And what this is a 3DO Studio ambient sound microphone, basically. Has these little like silicone ears on the side that hear sound waves like our ears hear them. And people don't believe me that it's a thing until they listen to the microphone. I have a video. I don't know if I have it or not, actually, for that matter. I made a video a long time ago of a chorus singing and posted it online. And I used this microphone. You actually see it in the shot because I was doing some video work as well. So we videotaped this chorus. And I'll grab the... What the... Boo. I totally jacked that up. Okay, hang on. I'm on the wrong account, that's why. Okay, so 6 years ago? Holy smokes. Cece, we're old, man. So 6 years ago, I created a video. You can find it on YouTube. It's called You Followed Love Home. It's a song that was written for somebody that went missing, and ultimately we never found her. They did, but too late. Anyways, this song was written for her, and they wanted to record it. And they were going to record it inside a gymnasium, and so that's fine. I grabbed this very microphone, though, and recorded that video work. I mean, the choral group was standing in a circle around the microphone and the conductor, Dr. Joe Bentley, and they sang it. And so if you listen to it on studio speakers or whatever, it sounds flat, and you can pick out the parts, whatever. Put on headphones and play it, and it's a different video. And you should do the compare and contrast. You should watch part of it flat, and then watch that same part again with headphones, and you'll notice a difference. And you'll be able to understand spatial awareness a little bit better with that one. There's also another video that was done by, I don't know, some group in New York. But if you look up, I think it's Vox maybe that did it. Anyways, they walk through the city of New York. And I've talked about this video before. The best one that I really like, I mean, he explains it. The Verge. The Verge did a video, again, 7 years ago, which is where I found out about this microphone, by the way. Anyways, there's the first one. It's called Hear New York City in 3D Audio. And what they do is they record a bunch of different things with this microphone, and they encourage you to wear headphones. But then there's a second video of just bonus footage of the guy walking around the streets of New York. And if you've been there, and then you watch this, you'll be able to understand, like, how real it sounds. So it's really cool. He has it mounted on his camera, and as he walks past things and whatever, you can hear them passing through space. Okay, so I got inspired, and I bought this microphone off of that university that I used to work for because they weren't using it. And what I wanted to do is that I want to figure out a way to integrate this with my 360 camera, which I recently have been watching the videos that I shot in Alaska on a cruise in 2019 on that camera. I've been watching those videos and realized the audio sucks. And videos are great. The 3D thing, and then there's a 360 mode. That is all like really cool, but it would be even better if it had spatial audio. So what I want to figure out is a way to mount this microphone correctly on a system that I could use to record the video and the audio. Now, if you know anything about Insta360 cameras, they have a selfie pole that you can buy, which I own, and I have the Evo, which is a discontinued 360/3D camera. You can buy this pole that will basically delete itself in footage. So it's right on the line, right on the stitching line for the 360 footage. So it doesn't look like you're holding a pole. Well, at the bottom of that, I don't really care so much about not being able to see the pole because, like, you're going to have equipment, right? But at the bottom of that pole is a 1/4 threaded 20 mount. And so in theory, I could use a hot shoe or something at the bottom of that and attach it to the bottom of that pole. And then hook this up to a external recorder because the Evo does not have like an audio in for a microphone. So hook that up and be able to record the audio and the video and then just match it in post. So that's what I'm thinking. And the piece that I need to figure out, I think I've figured out the mounting stuff, and I'll show this maybe on a later show. But the mounting stuff, I've got that kind of ironed out, but how do I record the audio? And what I think I want to use, so many of you know that I'm a fan of the Zoom family. They're okay, the middle of the road recorders, you know, not insanely good. But the thing I have against the H4n, the H5n, or I think it's just H5, is that they're bulky, right? So they make an F2 and an F1 recorder, which are basically belt pack recorders. And after doing some research, I'm not convinced the F2 is the answer, but the F1 has a few nice features, a screen, you can run it off of AAA's, and it would do what I am asking it to do. And then I could also then use my Rode wireless Go system with it as well, which would be advantageous. So there's my thought process, but I don't know if anybody has ever used the Zoom F1. Unlikely if you have that you're actually watching this stream right now. But I want to start making good use of this, especially in those 3D videos, because my wife and I were talking in Alaska. Sorry, I'm hearing this all like a half a second behind. My wife and I were talking in those videos in Alaska, and I realized you can't really make out anything I'm saying because the camera was above us. And so it's almost like you're riding on my shoulders. And I did that on purpose because I have little kids who do ride on my shoulders. And so I would put the camera on my shoulders, and then it would be like they were along for the ride. So you can't hear us in those videos. And then, of course, if wind kicks up or anything like that, then it totally makes it useless. So I'd like to get a portable system that uses that selfie pole to mount the camera and to mount this underneath it. Now, the problem that I have is that this might be mounted backwards in order for it to work. But the direction that the ears are pointed, I don't think matters. I think what really matters is that they're correct left and right. So I'd have to mount it upside down, so I'd have to turn it around in order to orient it correctly. So, if you've ever wondered, what is it that John thinks about at night? You've just heard it all. And I'm really sorry for dragging you through that, but I'd be interested to know if anybody has any thoughts on any of this stuff. All right, let's look at this real quick. Hey, Senseless and Balu, thanks for keeping this going. I still don't even understand what it is. But I just explained it, so hopefully that helps. The chorus video for Chris Shields. Yes, we did that in the old gym. My body tells me that every day. That you're old? I know what reference that is. Hey, John, if you have a wish list for NDI, what would you like to see added to it? Oh, gosh. Okay. Great question. What would I like to see added to a wish list for NDI? I am a support guy at heart. And so that's where I'm a support guy at heart, because I've been a support guy for 6 years. I like to think that, we'll go back here to Auburn Road. I like to think that my passion in life is not to be the be-all and end-all when it comes to support, but I've been doing support for so long for various institutions and companies that I gravitate towards that stuff. And so when I am asked a question like this about what's a wish list for NDI, I definitely go back to support functions and the way that the NDI industry approaches the customer's experience. So let's talk generally about NDI, not necessarily BirdDog, but BirdDog will have a part in this conversation for sure. The primary thing at the top of that list for me is to unify the NDI standard when it comes to how it's implemented and the network protocol, how it travels on the network. Basically saying it needs to hit these benchmarks in order to be considered a proper implementation of NDI. Because really there needs to be a checkbox, and there are, but they're pretty loose. And I can explain why that is, but now that the brand is kind of coming of age, it's starting to mature. We're getting into like the teen years of its evolution. Instead of it's not fully mature, it hasn't been fully realized and even actualized, but it's getting to that point. where it's going through its growing pains, but it's no longer in its infancy. It's just not arrived yet. Sorry, that ramen is doing something in my throat. I would love to get to the point where all NDI companies, anybody that uses the NDI standard, can guarantee that the way the packets interact on the network are the same across the entire fleet. And truthfully, the reason why NDI, the company, hasn't standardized that is because they want as many people to adopt it as possible. And when you put restrictions on developers, they don't like that. They don't want to do that. They don't want to be restricted. They want to explore all the options and see how to make it work the absolute best. Because when you put restrictions on an SDK, for example, you're going to limit, you're definitely going to limit performance. So the margin for diversity in the field becomes a lot less just because you standardize. However, the primary focus for a manufacturer like BirdDog is customer success. We want to make cool products, but we want you to be successful with them. We could make cool products till we're blue in the face, but if nobody can buy them and use them and implement them because they're too difficult to figure out, well, that does us no good. So we have to make products that are accessible and are intuitive for our customers to use. So we're constantly dealing with this back and forth between how far do we push the envelope and is our customer base able to follow along on this journey? Also, like, will it produce any revenue? Because if you don't make any money, you can't stay in business, right? So my wish list is, I see the industry maturing, and I would really like sometime very soon for deeper standards. And maybe it could be done in a couple of effective ways. Like, first, you could still have your NDI SDK as it is, but then you could have NDI approved devices, for example. So the device is designed in a certain way and firmwares, so the device gets approved and then the firmware gets approved through a checks and balances. It could even be an automated system or what have you. But where NDI would say, if you follow these guidelines and you check these boxes and you prove it to us in this report or what have you, we will make you we'll make this product NDI approved or NDI platinum or NDI something fun. That it meets the expected standards that are higher than just here's the SDK, do whatever you want to do with it. Because there are lots of companies out there that are using the NDI SDK and creating their own proprietary, stuff. But it would also hold everybody to a higher standard. So when you buy a premium product, like an NDI premium product that has been matched to these standards, you know that there's going to be a level of compatibility, but also certainty that it's going to work the way that you expect it to, because it's already meeting these network standards and these NDI standards and these development standards, and it's been approved by a third party. So you create these checks and balances that now you've got a platinum product or an approved product or whatever you want to call it, a premium product, if you will, that is approved by NDI to be considered premium. It gives the customer a high level of expectation, but also a high level of certainty that if something happens, it'll be addressed specifically. Now, you can see this happening already on the service level for companies that pay for service. So if you pay somebody for service, you can see this happening as the way that they address tickets. The people who pay the most money get the most attention, or at least the most immediate attention. So we don't structure our support department that way. We consider everybody relatively the same in terms of the playing field. Like if you got 10,000 NDI units, we might pay attention faster to something like that. But in general, the majority of the tickets we get come in on an even playing field. And that's actually done by design. That's on me. we've had people say, we'd be happy to pay for a premium plan if it means that you'll pay attention to us. But that is a different structure of support and comes with its own problems, which at this stage, I don't know of any NDI company that's really doing it right. That's holding it to that standard, that could do it, that has the resources to do that. So I'm not convinced that that's the way to do it right now. Especially because when you get to paid for services like that, then you start outsourcing things. And that lowers at the very minimum, it lowers the confidence level of the customer to the company. And so we don't want to do that. So with all that said, as I clear my throat yet again, I would love to see some sort of premium approval process that's done by a third party that either NDI or New Tech or whoever sanctions or sets up or does, and then you can submit the product there and it gets a rating as to like, yes, this is NDI approved. Because what it could also do is verify and do a checks and balance on the engineering side of the product. And so we have a QA department, which has a couple of guys that work in it all the time. And they help us formulate release notes and bugs that have been squashed and all that sort of good stuff. But then what you really need is a third party that can look at it, that isn't looking at BirdDog stuff 24/7, who can then say, and yes, it meets all of these standards and has these, approvals. So it would be great if we could set up something to guarantee the product from its entirety to the customer based on a checks and balances as to like, yes, this is NDI, premium approved or what have you. Now, there's going to be lots of people that say that'll never happen. Maybe not. But it would also cost money. But I think we would make a lot more money by implementing something like that, just because you would have the confidence of not only NDI, who is selling us an NDI license to create the NDI product, but also the customer would say, and New Tech has checked this out and has approved this product for NDI premium installations. So you would gain a lot more credibility when it comes to making purchases. So anyways, I'd love to see us kind of grow up a little bit and do that more. That would be a helpful bit. The best type of support is when you don't need support. Anyways, that was probably like way overkill. Way overkill. But it's all good. We can dream, right? We're allowed to dream in this office. Ooh, these are my Audio-Technica M50Ss. I've customized... Oh, you can't see that. I've customized these earphones and everything. I use these other Audio-Technicas. These are M40s. But I had bought them for NAB, for our podcast, which you should check out. It's on YouTube. But they're pretty good too. They're nice and flat. They work pretty well. Hey, yeah, Webb. I don't know if that's what you wanted. You were probably looking for like product features and stuff like that. I'm always taking the 10,000 foot view and thinking, how can we make this better all around? From a support standpoint, absolutely. But I will say this. When I was at NAB, Dan, our owner, was going through all the features that we had slated for future updates, or like potentials, basically. Not saying they're guaranteed. But he was talking to the interior of BirdDog and just saying, here's where we're thinking we're going with this and this and this and this and this. And he started listing off things, and I just thought, like, man, these guys are thinking on stratospheres that I am not, like, I don't have vision on yet. And part of it was to bring me along in that conversation. That's why he did it. But some of the places that they're hoping to go are pretty awesome with BirdDog. So hang on, folks. This ride is not over yet. It's pretty exciting. And I'm looking forward to BirdDog's future. So you have a strong point certainly is a great feature to have on the technology infrastructure. Yeah, I doubt that I would be able to convince anybody at NDI to set up a process like that, because it would help sell our products. The thing is that like we buy licenses from New Tech at an alarming rate. In bulk, we'll put it that way. We buy licenses in bulk from NDI.TV. So if setting up this process would mean we would buy even more licenses on a regular basis, have one person that could do this for, Panasonic or PTZ Optics or us or Sony or whoever, and get it to a level of, yes, this is functioning at that level. And maybe like our products already reached their basic standards for that. But it'd be great to have some branding behind, and this is NDI approved. Even get those little like holographic stickers and they get put on there, NDI approved or New Tech approved or something like that, and stick them on the bottom of the cameras, or on the box or whatever. That would be great to have their kind of sign off on our inventions, because it would help sell, but it would also guarantee an outcome for the customer. And that's really, I think, what NDI, like when it first started 5 years ago, was very much so the Wild West, right? We were trying all sorts of crazy stuff. And now it's not settling into a groove, but it is certainly not like just the people that are entering the market are just doing whatever. There are some standards. So it'd be great to like turn that up and get this sort of stuff happening. But the other problem is that BirdDog's constantly updating their firmware, squashing bugs, which is great, but also introducing new features and stuff like that. Color Matrix was a big one a little while ago. And then LTS was a big upgrade. And now the NDI 5 stuff that's coming out. By the way, if you want NDI 5, shoot us a message at help@birddog.tv and we can get you a link. It's available for cameras right now. We have NDI 5 for P4K, P400, P100, P200, PF120. I don't know about A200 or A300. If Pav is still around, maybe he would know. I don't think so, but maybe. And then we're working on converters. That's kind of the next major project. But I haven't spoken with the engineers in over a week. And so in 2 weeks now, I haven't spoken. And Adel was sick. Apparently, he's our lead engineer. He was sick last week, so he wouldn't have been very helpful if he was, if I did talk to him. But yeah, I'm going to get on the same page with him tonight. Hopefully he's feeling better. And so tonight I've got a meeting at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and we can check that out. It sounds to me like there has to be a downside to having a mixed environment. So, here's the thing. I am always skeptical about something until it's proven to me. So, I'm the customer that sales guys hate because I don't believe it until I see it. So if somebody comes and tells me about all these great features that are coming up and then they don't show it to me, I consider it fluff. So when NDI 5 was launched, they listed off this big laundry list of things that NDI 5 was going to do. And at the very end of the video, they said, and it's backwards compatible to NDI 4. And that feature, I said, please prove that to me. You're telling me that all of these dudes that are programming for, vaporware, that's a great way to put it. Coming attractions, future features. I require, especially when you're dealing with different protocols, especially in this instance where you're doing two different versions of NDI, that they'll both play nice together. However, I will say that we ran NDI 5 on all of our cameras at NAB, and we ran NDI4 on all of our converters, our decodes that were all running on the TVs. We had, I don't know, probably a dozen screens running, at least 6 running with flex outs that I know of right now. 4 on that table, 1 there, 1 on the Zoom table. Yeah, 6. 6 screens, all running flex outs that are all running NDI4. And we were not dropping frames. So, it really came down to having a stellar network, and whoever designed that thing, hats off to that guy. He knows his stuff. He's in line for like a promotion or something. And the implementation of the firmware. And so NDI5 was running, as far as we could see, was running fine. We weren't dropping any frames on the network, and we weren't dropping any frames on the output of the flex outs. So I'm implying, by the way, that I was the one that designed the network, if you missed that. Promotion, though, would just mean more complicated work, and so I may not be prepared for that. Yeah, so we were able to use BirdDog stuff in NDI5 and 4 at the same time. But if you introduce vMix, if you introduce Wirecast, if you're running something else, I don't know. I can't guarantee that. The other thing, too, is there are two different NDI profiles on the 4250. One is designed for NDI4, and one is designed for NDI5. And so why would there be 2 different profiles if they were the same? Which they're not. We know they're not. So, me personally, I think that it's wiser to have the same protocol on all products. However, I can definitely say that it does work across BirdDog converters and cameras. And our software. We were using a multi-viewer for the screen that was behind me, and it worked just fine too. There you go. It's true that I noticed and just stuck to the NDI4 profile. Yeah, now, I set up an NDI5 profile, multiples actually, for those flex outs that were running. So the design that we had was, we had a table, and it had 4 stations. So 4 screens and 4 keyboards and 4 flex outs. Okay? Flex outs are outputting, decoding to the screens in 4K. And then the keyboards were connected to 2 cameras that were on a VLAN for that station. So we had 2 P200s, one on the desk next to the keyboard, and one on a separate desk looking at some live talent doing podcasts. And we had one of each. So we had 2 cameras connected to a keyboard, which was outputting the keyboard router to the flex out, which was then being shown on a ISO screen. I can't remember what they're called. Anyways, great screens. But I ran NDI5 profiles on all of those, while the flex out was in NDI4, and it worked. And the keyboard is in NDI4 for that matter. So there you go. If you wanted to try an NDI5 profile across BirdDog products, I can confidently say that appears to be working. Also, in other news, looks like FedEx is here. Watch out, Balu. We call FedEx the ninjas because they regularly bring our packages up to the door and either slide them into the door and race out and run away, or they'll come in and put the package down super quiet and leave, and we won't know that they've been in. And so see, he's walking back to his truck right now, or her. I don't quite know actually. Let's be a little creepster and watch what's going on here. We've also got a guy that works for DHL. He doesn't sneak in and out, but he is, unless it's the girl with the pink hair. Oh yeah, you're right. She's not a ninja. She actually tries. Anyways, we got a guy from DHL, and he is the grumpiest Santa Claus you have ever met. Grumpy Santa. He's got this big white beard, and he is not happy about life. But we use them for international shipping, and we're an international company, so we see him every now and then. So FedEx shows up and disappears most of the time without acknowledgement. Yeah, this is one of the ninjas. He sneaks in and out. And then UPS, that guy's clearly our favorite, Mr. Brian. And he comes in and chats and what have you. So we gave him some ramen. His daughter likes spicy food, evidently. So yeah, we got to do something nice for that guy because we use UPS to ship domestically, and we see him quite often. Anyways, adios, Ninja. We shall see you later. All right, folks. Well, it is past 12. I have genuinely enjoyed hanging out with you guys. They didn't even come in the door? Seriously? They dropped off 3 packages and didn't come in the door. Delivery service. You could have just opened the door and put them inside the door, but instead you left them in the lobby. Fantastic. Love it when that happens. Yeah. Anyway, we don't use FedEx too often because we don't see our packages regularly delivered with care. So anyway, it is past 12, so let's wrap this one up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. We should rename that camera to the Ninja Tracker. It's true, we should. That's definitely what we're going to do. I'll run it while we do shows now that I don't have anyone else in here, anything else in here to have a camera on. It's good to have this one in the office. This is my view from my office. It's great. There is also a server rack right here. That was from... Whoa, that's a mess. See this? This is where my phone is. But, oh, you guys can't see this. There's a server rack right here. This little table that all this junk is sitting on. Junk, I mean these quads. That's a server rack that we used at NAB. And I just installed it in my office with a couple of switches because we're out of ports basically. But also for testing and what have you. So, yeah, that's my new little test bench. But now I'm gonna have to move my desk because it's a little tight where I'm sitting. So that network rack is right there by the window. I hear the door open and some slide across the floor. Some roll, right? Yeah. Hey, if you're gonna mail us stuff, use UPS or USPS is even pretty good. But if the package is small and you send it with USPS, sometimes they put it in the outside mailbox, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't check that one terribly often. So you may just want to stick with UPS, and Brian will bring it by, and he's stellar. We love him. So, all right, now I will sign off. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm hoping you're having a better end of the week, and we're approaching a long weekend here in the U.S. We are closed on Monday. And a couple of my guys are actually out tomorrow, so I think it's me and Balu tomorrow. But we'll be answering as many tickets as we can. Forgive us, though. It might take us a little while to get back to you. So have a happy long weekend if you're here in the U.S. If you're somewhere else, hopefully you get a little time off, a little break, whatever you need to do. And we will be back on Tuesday for another show. So come hang out with us again. Bring your questions. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves. And we will see you guys soon. Let's set up a quick little outro here. And yeah, we'll call it a day. Take care of yourselves. And we'll see you in a couple days. Cheers, guys. Bye.